Do not be wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and shun evil. Proverbs 3:7. Mark Zuckerberg lost $232 billion in 1 year. Jeff Bezos divorced his wife and nearly destroyed Amazon over an affair. Sam Bankman-Fried had an IQ of 160 and still built a $32 billion fraud. What's the pattern? The smartest people make the dumbest decisions, and Solomon figured out why 3,000 years ago. There's a shocking truth that nobody talks about. Intelligence can make you stupid, and the smarter you are, the more dangerous this becomes. Solomon discovered what modern psychology now calls the intelligence trap, the tendency for smart people to make catastrophically bad decisions precisely because they're smart. Look at the evidence. Theranos founder Elizabeth Holmes, Stanford dropout, Mensa member, called the next Steve Jobs. She convinced brilliant investors to give her $1 billion for technology that didn't work. How? Intelligence without wisdom. FTX's Sam Bankman-Fried graduated from MIT, mastered complex trading algorithms, built a $32 billion exchange, then used customer funds as his personal ATM. How? Intelligence without integrity. Enron's executives were the smartest guys in the room. Harvard MBAs, finance geniuses, energy sector visionaries. They created the most sophisticated accounting fraud in history. How? Intelligence without humility. Here's what Solomon saw that we miss. Intelligence makes you confident in your reasoning ability, but confidence in your reasoning can blind you to the flaws in your reasoning. Smart people don't think they need advice. They don't think they need accountability. They don't think they need wisdom because they have intelligence. But intelligence tells you how to do something. Only wisdom tells you whether you should do it. But here's where this gets personally dangerous for you. If you're watching this video, you're probably smart, which means you're probably falling into traps that average people avoid. Solomon identified the specific curse that destroys intelligent people. The curse has 3 parts: intellectual arrogance, complexity addiction, and wisdom resistance. Intellectual arrogance. Smart people start believing their intelligence makes them superior. They stop listening to less intelligent people, including their spouse, their employees, their customers. They miss crucial information because they dismiss the source. Complexity addiction. Intelligent people love complex solutions because simple solutions feel beneath their intellect. They create elaborate strategies when simple ones would work better. They overthink decisions that should be instinctive. Wisdom resistance. Smart people resist ancient wisdom because it seems too simple, too obvious, too unscientific. They want peer-reviewed studies, not proverbs, data, not discernment, analysis, not intuition. Here's a personal example. I know a brilliant surgeon, top of his medical school, saves lives daily, master of complex procedures, but he nearly lost his family because he thought his intelligence qualified him to figure out marriage without wisdom. He analyzed his wife like a medical problem instead of loving her like a human being. His intelligence made him an incredible surgeon. His lack of wisdom almost made him a terrible husband. Solomon saw this pattern in his own life. He was the most intelligent man of his time, could debate philosophy, design temples, solve complex political problems. But when he ignored wisdom and trusted only his intelligence, he made decisions that destroyed his kingdom. But Solomon discovered the exact antidote to this curse. Solomon's solution is revolutionary. Do not be wise in your own eyes. In other words, don't trust your intelligence alone. Always combine intelligence with external wisdom. This isn't anti-intellectual, it's meta-intellectual. It's using your intelligence to recognize the limitations of your intelligence. Here's how it works practically. Every smart person has blind spots created by their intelligence. You can't see your own blind spots. That's why they're blind. So you need external sources of wisdom to cover what your intelligence misses. Warren Buffett is one of the smartest investors in history. IQ probably around 150, reads 500+ pages daily, understands complex financial instruments. But he also follows simple wisdom principles. Never invest in something you don't understand. Be fearful when others are greedy. Time in the market beats timing the market. His intelligence helps him analyze companies. His wisdom helps him avoid stupid decisions. The combination made him worth $118 billion. Steve Jobs was a genius at product design, marketing, and technology vision, but he was wise enough to hire Tim Cook to run operations because he knew operational excellence wasn't his strength. Intelligence showed him what he was good at. Wisdom showed him what he wasn't. Oprah Winfrey built a media empire worth $2.8 billion. Incredibly intelligent businesswoman, but she constantly talks about seeking wisdom from mentors, spiritual advisors, and life coaches. She uses her intelligence to grow her business and her wisdom to guide her decisions. The Solomon solution: use intelligence as your engine, but wisdom as your steering wheel. But there's a specific practice Solomon used that modern neuroscience proves rewires your brain. Solomon practiced what I call the humility hack, a daily discipline that prevents intelligence from becoming arrogance. Modern neuroscience now proves this practice literally rewires your brain for better decision-making. The hack has 3 components: the daily question, the weekly challenge, and the monthly reset. The daily question. Every morning, before making any important decisions, ask yourself, what might I be wrong about today? This question activates what neuroscientists call cognitive flexibility, your brain's ability to consider alternative perspectives. When Reed Hastings co-founded Netflix, he asked this question about Blockbuster's business model. What might they be wrong about? The answer: people don't want to drive to stores to rent movies. This question led to the streaming revolution. The weekly challenge. Once a week, seek out someone who disagrees with you on something important and really listen to their perspective. This isn't about changing your mind, it's about expanding your mind. Ray Dalio built Bridgewater Associates, world's largest hedge fund, on this principle. He created a culture where anyone can challenge anyone's ideas, including his own. This weekly practice of intellectual humility has generated more investment returns than any hedge fund in history. The monthly reset. Once a month, identify one area where you've been wise in your own eyes and deliberately seek external wisdom. Read a book by someone you disagree with. Ask advice from someone in a different field. Study ancient wisdom traditions. Elon Musk does this constantly. Despite being a genius at engineering and business, he regularly consults experts in fields outside his expertise. When entering the car industry, he studied Toyota's manufacturing processes. When entering space, he hired NASA veterans. Intelligence tells him he can learn anything. Wisdom tells him he doesn't have to learn everything alone. But here's the secret ingredient that makes this transformational. Solomon's second instruction is crucial: fear the Lord. But before you think this is just religious talk, let me explain what this means for smart people in practical terms. Fear the Lord means recognizing there are forces bigger than your intelligence, laws you can't break, principles you can't override, realities you can't reason away. Smart people often think they can outsmart consequences. They believe their intelligence makes them exempt from universal principles. They think they can manipulate their way out of any situation. But there are some things intelligence can't solve. You can't think your way out of a character problem. You can't analyze your way into genuine relationships. You can't strategize your way around moral consequences. You can't logic your way into inner peace. The smartest traders on Wall Street thought they could engineer risk out of the market. 2008 financial crisis proved them wrong. Intelligence created complex derivatives. Wisdom would have said, if it's too complex to understand, it's too risky to buy. The smartest tech entrepreneurs thought they could disrupt every industry without considering ethical implications. Now we have social media addiction, privacy violations, and algorithmic bias. Intelligence created the platforms. Wisdom would have asked, just because we can, should we? Fear the Lord means maintaining healthy respect for consequences, for other people, for principles bigger than your personal agenda. It's not about being afraid, it's about being aware. When you combine intelligence with this awareness, you become unstoppable. You're smart enough to see opportunities, but wise enough to avoid disasters. Now let me show you how to install this wisdom operating system. Solomon didn't just give us the problem and solution, he gave us the installation process. Here's exactly how to upgrade from smart to wise. Step 1. The intelligence audit. List your greatest strengths and achievements. Now, for each one, ask, how could this strength become a weakness? How could this achievement make me arrogant? Intelligence without self-awareness becomes dangerous. Step 2. The blind spot mapping. Identify areas where you consistently make poor decisions despite being smart. Relationships, money, health, career. These are your intelligence blind spots, areas where you need external wisdom most. Step 3. The Wisdom Council. Assemble 3 to 5 people who can speak truth to your intelligence. Someone older, life experience, someone from a different field, outside perspective. Someone who knew you before you were successful, keeps you grounded. Someone who challenges you intellectually, sharpens thinking. Someone with strong moral compass, ethical guidance. Step 4. The decision filter. Before any major decision, run it through 3 filters. Intelligence filter. Does this make logical sense? Wisdom filter. What are the long-term consequences? Character filter. Can I do this with integrity? All 3 must say yes before you proceed. Step 5. The pride monitor. Set up systems to detect intellectual pride early. Do you interrupt people frequently? Do you need to be the smartest person in the room? Do you dismiss advice without consideration? Do you believe rules don't apply to you? These are early warning signs that intelligence is becoming arrogance. But there's one final element that makes this unshakable. Solomon ruled with a council of advisors. Jesus chose 12 disciples. Even the smartest leaders surround themselves with wisdom communities. Because individual intelligence, no matter how high, has limits. But collective wisdom can be unlimited. The most dangerous smart people are isolated smart people. When you're alone with your intelligence, you start believing your own hype. Your thoughts echo in a chamber with no outside input. Your blind spots become canyons. But when you're part of a wisdom community, your intelligence gets calibrated by other perspectives. Your strengths get balanced by others' strengths. Your blind spots get covered by others' insights. Look at the smartest companies in the world. Google doesn't rely on one genius. They create cultures of collective intelligence. Apple didn't succeed because of Steve Jobs alone. They succeeded because Jobs surrounded himself with brilliant people who could challenge and complement his vision. The same principle applies to your personal life. If you're the smartest person in your friend group, you need a new friend group. If no one ever disagrees with you, you're not getting wisdom. You're getting flattery. Build relationships with people who know things you don't know, see things you don't see, challenge things you take for granted, care enough to tell you hard truths. This isn't about surrounding yourself with yes people or smart people. It's about surrounding yourself with wise people. People who combine intelligence with humility, knowledge with character, insight with integrity. Now here's how to activate this transformation immediately. You don't have to wait to become wise. You can start activating Solomon's wisdom system today. Here's your immediate action plan. Today, the humility declaration. Admit to someone that you've been wise in your own eyes about something. Maybe you've been stubborn about a relationship issue. Maybe you've been overconfident about a business decision. Maybe you've been dismissive of advice. Own it publicly. This breaks the spell of intellectual pride and opens you to wisdom. This week, the Wisdom Seek. Identify your biggest current challenge and seek wisdom from 3 different sources. Someone who's solved this problem before. Someone from a completely different background. Ancient wisdom, books, proverbs, principles. Compare what your intelligence tells you with what wisdom suggests. Look for gaps. This month, the council formation. Start building your wisdom council. Reach out to people who could provide the perspectives you need. Don't just network with people like you, connect with people unlike you. Ongoing, the daily practice. Every morning, before checking your phone, ask yourself, what might I be wrong about today? What do I need wisdom for today? Who could help me see what I'm missing? This daily practice prevents intelligence from hardening into arrogance. The result? You'll start making better decisions, avoiding stupid mistakes, and achieving results that pure intelligence alone could never deliver. But Solomon left us one final warning that could save your entire future. Here's Solomon's most sobering insight. The smarter you are, the more spectacular your failures can be, because intelligence amplifies everything, including mistakes. When average people make bad decisions, they lose small amounts. When smart people make bad decisions, they lose everything. Higher intelligence means higher stakes, which means higher potential for catastrophic failure. Solomon himself proved this. His intelligence built the most magnificent kingdom in history. But when he ignored wisdom late in his life, when he became wise in his own eyes, he made decisions that split his kingdom permanently. The warning is clear. Intelligence without wisdom is a weapon pointed at yourself. Look at recent history. Long-term capital management. Nobel Prize-winning economists lost $4.6 billion in 4 months. Theranos, Stanford prodigy, convinced brilliant investors to lose $900 million. FTX, MIT graduate, built and destroyed a $32 billion company in 3 years. Each disaster was caused by extremely intelligent people who stopped seeking external wisdom and started trusting only their own intelligence. The pattern is always the same. Intelligence creates initial success. Success breeds confidence in intelligence alone. Wisdom seeking stops because I've got this figured out. Blind spots expand while self-awareness shrinks. Catastrophic decision seems logical at the time. Everything collapses. The antidote is simple but not easy. Never stop being a student. Never stop seeking wisdom. Never become wise in your own eyes. Now here's your choice and how it determines your future. You're at a crossroads right now. You can continue relying on your intelligence alone, or you can upgrade to the Solomon system that combines intelligence with wisdom. Here's what happens with each choice. Choice 1, intelligence alone. You'll have some successes based on your natural abilities, but you'll also have preventable failures caused by blind spots you can't see. Your growth will plateau because you'll stop learning from sources you consider beneath your intelligence. Eventually, your intelligence will become your limitation. Choice 2, the Solomon system. You'll multiply your intelligence with wisdom from multiple sources. Your decision-making will improve dramatically. You'll avoid catastrophic mistakes that destroy other smart people. You'll continue growing throughout your life because you'll never stop learning. The choice determines not just your success, but your legacy. Solomon chose wrong in his later years and lost half his kingdom, but he left us his wisdom so we could choose better. Modern examples of people who chose correctly. Warren Buffett combines investment intelligence with timeless wisdom principles. Bill Gates uses technological intelligence while constantly seeking advice from experts. Oprah Winfrey builds business empire while maintaining spiritual and emotional wisdom counsel. They're not just successful, they're sustainably successful. Their intelligence is amplified by wisdom, not threatened by it. The transformation process. If you're ready to upgrade from smart to wise, here's your commitment. I will not be wise in my own eyes. I will combine my intelligence with external wisdom. I will seek truth from multiple sources. I will remain teachable regardless of my success level. I will fear consequences bigger than my reasoning ability. This isn't about becoming less intelligent. It's about becoming intelligently humble. It's about using your intelligence to recognize what intelligence alone can't solve. If you're ready to join a community of people who are combining intelligence with wisdom, who are learning from ancient principles and modern insights, who are committed to growing beyond their individual limitations, comment, "Teach me wisdom," below. Solomon said, "Do not be wise in your own eyes." Today, you can choose to follow this wisdom or learn its truth the hard way. Your intelligence got you this far, but it's your wisdom that will determine how far you can go. The smartest people make the dumbest decisions when they trust intelligence alone. But the wisest people make the smartest decisions when they combine intelligence with humility. Choose your future today. If this revelation about intelligence versus wisdom hit you, comment, "Teach me wisdom." I want to connect with everyone who's ready to upgrade from smart to wise. Solomon said, "Don't be wise in your own eyes. Be intelligent enough to choose wisdom."